Morning, everyone, and in fact, afternoon, everyone. Good to see everybody here. Yeah, late as usual, Lauren. Good man. Right, let's do a very quick review. Hope you got that wee video, and I'll show you some other stuff. So, what we know there's Phytochrome. We know it exists in two forms. There's, it's best not to write in the black pen, P660, and there's P730. You should be able to recall this, saying, yep, red light, which is daylight. That's a rapid conversion. Far red, that's a rapid conversion back. But here's the key bit. That is slow in the darkness. Now, being able to scribble that at the side of your page for every CA question will get you some marks. Now remember, it's called phytochrome. It's a pigment found in the leaves. What I meant to say, it's actually frequently referred to as a photo, meaning light, receptive or receptor pigment. Sorry, this pencil's going to tap the screen an awful lot and annoy, but so that's a must know. There's no way out of that. So, in summary, phytochrome, it's a photoreceptive pigment. It's found in the leaves. It exists in two forms. P660 absorbs red, P730 absorbs far red. Those are both rapid conversions, but P730 slowly breaks down to P660 in darkness. And here's our new wee bit today. Today's lesson is going to focus on this phrase. And you always said P730 is considered the active form. So I think I give these notes. I hope so. Well, they will go up. So this is what we would have used years ago. So it's all, I filled it all in for you with all the wee notes. Just be aware of some old questions you might see. Red and far red. The spec uses these numbers 660, 730. And yes, indeed, Emma was the winner straight away. 5 minutes 37 or 38 seconds. She's in first place, and good old Oren, you're last place. But you tried. Bless your reason for this. So this is the start of it, with emphasis on now saying that P730 is the active form. Active, in other words, just literally means it makes something happen. So this is the active form. And in some flowers, it stimulates, and in some plants, it stimulates flowering, and in some plants, it inhibits. And that's key to our next wee bit. So let's have a look and see what that means. So plants are classified into three types, but we're going to focus mainly just on two. One is called short day, one is called long day. The third type are frequently called day neutral. In other words, they don't give a toss whether it's a long day, short day, long night, short night. An example will be tomatoes. So they all flower, just good old plants whenever they feel like it. But you have to very precisely be able to explain the difference between these two types of plants. So let's start with short days. Now try and stick with me. This is where it does get a wee bit more difficult. The key fact to remember, in short day plants, P730, the active form, remember it can either inhibit or stimulate, it inhibits flowering. So what does that mean for these plants? It means that they can only flower when we remove P730. So if we allow P730 to build up, which remember, P730 will normally build up during the day. If we allow that to accumulate, that plant will not flower. So how does that plant get rid of P730? Come on, think about it. Well done, Daniel. Must be in your genes. They respond to a long night. In other words, during the night, P730 slowly converts back to 660. And because that's a slow process, they need this long night, a long period of night, to ensure that the P730, so our wee diagram looks like this, or it did if it was in pen. P730 is over here, P660 is over here. And what they need a long night to remove this. Now remember, it's the removal of the 730 that makes it flower. It is not, I repeat, it is not anything to do with 660. It's all to do with 730. So the key point is when 730, sorry, I'll zoom that up so you can actually see it. When 730 decreases enough, flowering occurs. Now this is worth remembering. Now I have a bit of an abstract brain, as you well know, so I think it's a big long word, chrysanthemum, and I think the opposite. It's a short day, or you can go, it's a long word, needs a long night. Now it's key that you get those points in your head. So I would advise you just to sit, to pause now, pause the video, get a bit of scrap paper and try to figure out it. If you cannot recall that in the exam, then you're in trouble. So let's look at the long day. Now long day plants, 730, the story's all about it. It is stimulatory, it's the active form, it stimulates flowering, so they want lots of 730. So the phrase is they require a critical amount. So for example, that's 10 units of P730. It flowers. If it gets 9, it doesn't flower. If it gets 11, it'll flower exactly the same as it did with 10. There's a critical amount it needs to get to. What makes the 730? Well, obviously we know it's daylight. They want a short night. Now can you think why they want a short night? Yep, so that if we have 11 units built up during a day, it doesn't suddenly break down and go 10 and 9, so forth. So will only flower when it builds up, accumulates, and so they need to actually have a short night. Now there was some debate years ago whether we should rename the plants about what they actually need. They're number one, they should really be called long night plants, and these should be called short night plants, but they went for the day thing. So all I can stress once again is that is critical. And the difference name this time is petunias, small word, long day. Over this side, chrysanthemum, long word, short day. It is very useful because most CA questions choose those two plants. And if you can remember what it is, and they're saying this is, and you have to explain it, you know the process. So I'm going to stop there. You must rote learn those two boxes with those two names. Practice it as part of a CPQ.